Ladies, gentlemen, Speakerhead Squad, what is going on? It is your boy Speakerhead, and welcome back to another video. When it comes to New Age, they have plenty of fantastic figures to choose from. Whether that be their Optimus Prime, their Devastator, their Ultra Magnus, any of their Seekers, you name it. They have plenty of great options. But as of recent, there have been a few figures that have really stood out to me. I don't know if it's just due to their small size and I don't notice them missing from my collection, or they're just that good of figures that I keep pulling them off my shelf. But these guys are hands down my most frequent desk spot these days. And if you couldn't tell by the thumbnail and title, those two figures are going to be New Age Bumblebee and Cliffjumper. Because these two have become some of my personal favorite figures, I wanted to make a video on these guys talking about them. But before we get into the video, I want to let you know if you do enjoy this content, please make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help me out. Also, if you guys enjoy any of the music in this video or just want to support me in general, it's all part of my royalty-free music label, Speakerhead Studios. Like I said, all the music on this label is completely royalty-free, so go ahead and use it for any of your content creating needs. All the music on my label is available on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube. Finally, I want to mention that I've moved all my live streams and gaming content to my new YouTube channel, Speakerhead Live. Because the YouTube algorithm doesn't like you uploading two different types of content on your channel, I decided to split it off into two separate channels. So if you guys are interested in checking that all out, all the links will be in the description below. But now that we got all that out of the way, let's get into the discussion. To start off, let's talk about some of their accessories. These two guys come with a few different accessories. For starters, we have their signature blasters. Bumblebee's blaster is just a plain plastic, but Cliffjumper's gun has a nice silver paint on it. Also included is this nice silver painted jetpack you can put on Bumblebee's back, but sadly it doesn't go on Cliffjumper's. Finally, it comes with two separate back pieces for Bumblebee. But getting into these figures alt mode, I really like how they turned out. These figures look like you pull them straight out of the cartoon with their little chibi aesthetic. As many G1 fans know, Bumblebee and Cliffjumper's vehicle modes stood out because they had a more chibi design compared to all the other realistic vehicles. It's very cool that New Age was able to pull off this design while also still having a very good looking robot mode. In vehicle mode, these guys are covered in paint, and I really like the blue metallic paint they use for the windows. It really just makes it pop. And what's cool is these guys are able to fit in their New Age David, aka Optimus Prime's trailer, so that works as well. I also really love what they did with the remold, because even though these guys are based off the general same mold, they both have a very unique feel to them, both in the robot mode and vehicle mode. Moving on to the transformation quick, I'm not going to show it, but I did want to talk about it fast. Talking about the transformation quick, I'm not going to show it here, but overall, it's a fairly nice and simple transformation. Once you transform it a couple times, you really don't have to worry about looking at instructions ever again, which might be part of the reason why I like these guys, because I love nice and quick transformations for my figures. Moving on to the robot modes, I didn't really like them at first, but it slowly grew on me. I will admit the feet are still fairly ugly, but most of the time I angle it in a position so they're not even visible. But overall, these guys have fantastic articulation for such little figures. A good example is their head, which is on a ball peg and is able to look a whole 90 degrees up, so you're really able to get into some animated poses. These guys also do have an ab crunch available, which looks a little ugly if you go too far, but overall it still does have it available, which is nice. Finally, the feet are on ball pegs, so you have nice ankle rotation, so you can get some nice dynamic poses. The only problem about these guys is that the knee articulation is a little bad because there's a piece of plastic that gets in the way behind the leg. But if you just move that piece off to the side, you can still get some great articulation with that knee. Like I stated before, these guys are based off the same mold, but they both have a unique personality to them. Bumblebee is more the happy one, and Cliffjumper is more grumpy. That's usually why when I pose these guys, I try to make sure Bumblebee's all happy-go-lucky and Cliffjumper is all grumpy. Like I said as well, it took a little while for me to get used to these guys, but I've come to realize they are the best Legends scale Bumblebee and Cliffjumper on the market. Some other examples of Legends Bumblebee and Cliffjumper is going to be New Age's first attempt at Bumblebee, and then Magic Square's attempt at Bumblebee and Cliffjumper, and oh my gosh, look at that Cliffjumper face. Face of nightmares. But overall, you're not going to find a better looking Legend scale Bumblebee and Cliffjumper. But overall, you guys can see that these guys are fantastic figures, and that's personally why these have become some of my personal favorite figures in my collection. But even though I joked around saying that I wouldn't notice these guys out of my collection, I honestly do notice them a lot, and they do really stand out. I feel like if I didn't have these guys, my collection would be incomplete. But overall, both of these guys are fantastic New Age figures, and I highly recommend picking them up if you haven't gotten them already. But that's going to be it for me, guys. What did you guys think of this video? If you liked it, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help me out. And once again, if you guys just want to support me or listen to some lo-fi music, all the links will be in the description below. But that's going to be it for me, guys, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.